I almost imagine in these moments the Apostle Paul is old. He's weary. He's weathered. There are wrinkles and scars on his face. At the time that the Apostle Paul wrote the book of 2 Timothy, he's already been on 4 very extensive missionary journeys. He's already planted churches. He's already preached in many nations of the world. And these words, the words written in the book of 2 Timothy, are his last recorded words on earth. And in this letter, not long before he was beheaded by the Roman Emperor Nero, he chose to write to a young man named Timothy. And these words today are rich in meaning and significance to us, not only as Christians, but to men in particular. He says these words as he writes to Timothy in 2 Timothy chapter 4. He says, "Timothy, I charge you therefore before God and the Lord Jesus Christ, who will judge the living and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Timothy, preach the word. Be ready in season and out of season. Convince, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and teaching. For Timothy, the time will come when those that follow you, those in your circle of influence, they will not endure sound doctrine, but according to their own desires, because they have itching ears, they'll heap up for themselves teachers, and they'll turn their ears away from the truth and be turned aside to fables." What a testament of what's going on right now in our culture today. There are people losing their faith. They're following ideas and philosophies and traditions that are empty and vain. But the Apostle Paul wrote in this letter, "Timothy, I want you to rise above. I want you to rise above the influence of secular culture, and I want you to rise above all that this culture is calling you to do." He says, Timothy, in verse 5, "But you be watchful in all things. Timothy, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist." And in the King James Version of the Bible, he uses these fateful words: "Make full proof of your ministry." And this phrase, "make full proof of your ministry," in other translations, it's rendered as "fulfill your ministry" or "complete your calling." Whatever it is, whatever role or responsibility that you've been called to, fulfill it and carry it out unto the very end of your life. And it's from this very fateful passage, and it's with these fateful words that we put together and produced a men's ministry curriculum. And this resource is really not designed for perhaps the preacher behind the pulpit, but for the man sitting on the pews in the church, or perhaps the man that has never even walked through the doors of the church. And the Foolproof Man is a resource designed to call men to a biblical, strategic, and spirit-led definition of manhood. In this resource, you'll find 12 critical conversations for men living and leading in modern times. And at the Foolproof Man, we have 2 core beliefs. We believe that every man needs a group, and that any man can lead a group in a circle of influence. And not only do we want to equip the man, but we want to equip the local church men's leader and really equip him and support him in his role, in a local church, and support group ministries for men. And 2 really exciting projects that we have going on at the Foolproof Man. The first is an online training center, a training portal designed to equip men and to equip local church men's leaders. And in the training center, you'll find resources, tips, and videos and guides to help you in your ministry. And we call men's leaders to a very simple 4-step process. Number 1, download our leader guides, which are kind of worksheets, you could say, that follow along with our men's ministry crash course. After you've downloaded the leader guides, watch and complete the crash course. And then we want to help you launch a group in your circle of influence. And lastly, we want you to register your group. Our registration process is simple and easy. And we want men's leaders to do this if you follow our process or if you use our resources so that we can track the launch of groups all over the nation. And our goal in time is to launch men's groups all over the nation. The second project, which we are really excited about, is the State of Men Report. We're compiling research from a survey that we've released. We want to survey 1,000 men around the nation. And we want to ask them about their spiritual, emotional, relational, vocational, and ministry health. And we've created a very simple 10-minute online anonymous survey, which we ask men to complete to really help us to assess the state of men today. And you'll find that at thefoolproofman.com/report. And with this research, we want to help develop resources and put resources in the hands of men all over the nation that's data-driven, that's focused on key issues, and that will help men rise above the real issues that they're facing in everyday life. At the end of the day, we believe in you, sir, and you, leader, you, father, and business owner, and husband, and we want to equip you and support you in your role and call you to foolproof manhood.